Thanks for tuning in, guys. We've got so much stuff to unpack in this video. It's crazy that this Hasan thing has been going on for a week now, and it's still getting worse. Like, it was already tremendously bad, horrible, and it's still getting worse. Meanwhile, his community is still running defense for him and acting like he did nothing wrong and that everyone else is the problem. Another Twitch streamer, Sydeon, has also come out making a statement running defense for Hasan, and Valkyrae, who was defending him a few days ago and got a bunch of backlash for her terrible take, well, she went to Asmongold and asked Asmongold for advice, to which Asmon kindly and generously gave her advice. And then what does she do? She turns around and throws the guy under the bus. Now, if you saw my video yesterday, you should remember, if you watched like the whole thing, because near the end of it, I specifically showed how like Valkyrae was getting a ton of heat from her chat when she mentioned that she asked Asmon for advice on how to deal with the backlash. Her chat was calling Asmon a Nazi, they were crashing out, and now just like 24 hours or less later, as mentioned, she's now capitulating to their pathetic anger and throwing the dude under the bus. The dude who only helped her out. So let's start with the Valkyrae Asmongold stuff. Beginning with the context of the clip that got her backlash to begin with her terrible comparison where she essentially says that all the anger people have towards Hasan mistreating Kaya, well, that should be going towards Palestine.
Yes, I have seen the Kaya stuff. It's kind of crazy. You would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the genocide and stuff, but you know, this priorities in this world are not where they should be. But alas, it's herd mentality. I mean, I think from the clip, it's understandable why people were very concerned. But just knowing Hasan and knowing like how I've been around Kaya a lot and him, and I just like know that he would never ever abuse Kaya.
So yeah, like I said initially, that is such an insane comparison, and it's ridiculous how his defenders can't comment on this issue without trying to just somehow turn into a political virtue signal. But I view that as them desperately trying to deflect from the reality of what's going on. And when she made that take, there were already numerous clips of Hasan mistreating Kaya out there, including a clip of Hasan seemingly pulling the tail of his old dog Fish. And that takes us to the clip of Valkyrae asking Asmongold for advice.
And that's okay. I messaged 2 people about LSF. I messaged Nick Pollum and I messaged Asmongold. I asked both of them. I was like, hey, I don't really use Reddit a whole lot, but like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea if I respond to a post and be like, oh, I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I should have definitely like spoken about it differently. And both of them reassured me that it's a good idea to not, because I know they're like, they're Reddit people. So I was like, they both said, they're both very nice. And they both said, yeah, don't respond. It's not a good idea. Yes, Asmongold and Nick Pollum, because I know those are like the 2 people that I know like participate in Reddit stuff a lot. So,
and as you saw in that clip and in the intro where I like zoomed in on the chat specifically, they were crashing out at her, which now takes us to her apology towards her community. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for asking Asmongold for advice and how he kindly gave me advice. But yeah, let me throw that guy under the bus now. This is just so pathetic, bro. I cannot believe this. Really quick, I'll mention too, Tectone made a take pointing out how Asmongold will probably forgive Valkyrae and, you know, say this is like no big deal or whatever, because Asmon is just super nice like that. But I think, you know, it's a terrible thing for her to do. I think it's actually a disgusting and terrible thing for her to do. Like I mentioned, I mean, I think we're all thinking it, right? Like, you don't just throw someone under the bus who just helped you out. Like, what the frick? This is like complete rat behavior, like totally backstabbing the dude. It's really, really gross. Which I suppose is pretty fitting for someone who's defending a dog abuser. So yeah, that takes us here. Yeet posted, Valkyrae apologizes to her community for DMing Asmongold.
At the end of the day, it is my fault for not being aware enough. And I apologize to my community. It was probably so hurtful and so jarring. I'm under a rock, and that's my fault. So I think everyone, including myself, should be more aware of, you know, what's going on in the world and what people are saying. I just like, it is my fault at the end of the day. That is my fault. It's literally no one's fault but my own.
You gotta love the privileged LA streamer Elite talking about how it's good to be aware in the context of her actually limiting her perspective and bending the knee to whatever the hive mind demands. And really, the only thing that she should be apologizing for is her awful comparison earlier and for defending Hasan's mistreatment of Kaya. But of course, she's not doing that.
I'm not aware enough, and that's on me. Ray, you're a good role model still at this point. I don't think so. I don't think I am. I think I have a good job of recognizing when I do mess up and accepting that and being okay with it. But and it's all good. It's all like I hear you guys. I see you guys. You're right. You're so right. And it is 100,000% my fault for not being aware enough. And I need to be more proactive in being aware of people and what's going on in this world. Listen, guys, even when it's happening to me, it is 1,000% okay to hold people accountable for actions and mistakes, okay? I think that the biggest discourse is seeing, like, I feel like the community is split. Like, some people are being too harsh, some people are not being harsh enough, and it's like I see you, okay? It is a good thing. And because of that, I was able to do like a deep dive. I was able to leave my rock and see and be more aware of it. And you know, I need to be more aware.
This clip is really unbelievable. Like, how many times did she say that she needs to be aware? And again, the context is her actually doing the opposite and limiting her perspective to bend the knee to the hive mind. And then she talks about why it's important to keep people accountable, but she literally defends what Hasan has done to Kaya, and she still seems to stand by that. She's not holding him accountable at all. And that takes us to the next post by Yeet. Sydeon shares her take on Collargate.
But what I do know or have heard about him is that he takes really good care of his dogs. Like, I kind of know him as like a peripheral acquaintance of him being like a good dog owner. I also am familiar with the e-collar, which appeared to be on Kaya's neck. Now, e-collar training is very common and especially used for large breeds to make sure that they have good behavior. And what the collar does is it vibrates. It doesn't shock. And I've seen this e-collar be used on dogs. Now, you know Crash. Crash is just about the most dramatic little guy you've ever met in your life, right? He has used a vibrating e-collar before, and he has too whimpered in such a way because he's dramatic as... And so my take on it was Kaya was probably being dramatic, of a dramatic dog, but I don't know. That's my take.
A rather interesting top response would read, notice how none of the people defending him are using the claw got caught cope anymore that Hasan himself said was the case? What's going on, big guy? Why change the story all of a sudden? We're almost at the point of, it's a good thing it happened. And like I said earlier, they all ignored the clip of Fish having his tail yanked on, and how there's numerous clips of Hasan forcing Kaya to sit there for hours on end, not even allowing her to get up to stretch or simply get water. And that takes us to two more clips of Hasan mistreating Kaya that have resurfaced. It's pretty disgusting how these clips just keep coming out. There's just more and more of this stuff, and you can presume there's plenty more that people haven't found yet. It's quite disturbing.
Did you see what Austin is saying and doing in your house? No, but I assume it's annoying. I assume it's like he threw trash everywhere or something, because a lot of people are saying... Someone's been a bad girl in my absence, by the way, and you can tell because she's like literally crying.
What a freaking loser, man. Who treats dogs like this? This is actually so freaking gross. She gets up, probably wants to get water or something, and he's no, she's crying as if she should be shamed for that. Dude, it's a dog. You're supposed to be taking care of her.
She's not used to place because while I was gone, she got to free roam like a cow. the entire day. I don't know if she actually got a decent amount of workout this morning or not, but oh, okay, she did go to the park apparently, and she's still being a baby, it seems. No, we're not freeing her. She needs to get used to it. She needs to get used to the structure that she had in her life once again.
And then we've got the second clip. Let's take a look at this one. Well, it turns out there's music playing in the background of this clip. I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, and you know how the YouTube algorithm can be with those bots. So I'm going to explain what's going on here. Hasan is showing Kaya in the background on that dog bed, and he brags about leashing her, forcing her to stay on this dog bed for, as he puts it, hours on end.
She has a leash on right now on the elevated bed, so she can't like really get off of it. She now knows to sit in place for hours and hours on end.
So yeah, I decided to play it, but sped up. Hopefully that'll be fine. But I really wanted you to hear that for yourself too. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. It's also disturbing how there are people in his chat celebrating this, saying things like, I love how you show people what a responsible dog owner looks like, and wow, I need my dog trained like this too. It's frightening to think that there could actually be people getting influenced by Hasan and like treating dogs the way he treats his dog. And now we've got Pokimane getting involved too. Before we take a look at her statement, let's take a look at the context. As Dexerto had said, Pokimane and Lily Pichu announced that they've canceled their scheduled podcast episode with Hasan. The full message here reading, "Hey taste buds, this is a tough one to write, but we wanted to give you all a heads up that we're unfortunately going to be missing our first scheduled Saturday video tomorrow. We've been watching the recent drama unfold concerning our guest, and it's been getting intense. We had a serious talk as a crew, and we all agreed that it did not feel right uploading tomorrow's episode at this moment in time. Our community is our favorite thing, and the reason we do this is to create a space that is comfy, as always, and a true escape. We do not want to impact that cozy atmosphere we've all built together. Thanks for always supporting our vision for a fun, positive place to hang out. See you all next week. Sweet and sour staff." And that's the context. Returning to Pokimane's response to this statement, she says, "The episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear it'd cause drama, and also posted this statement without my approval. Sorry guys, we'll talk about everything on this week's episode, and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure." One of the top responses to Pokimane's statement here comes from Zeddy Herstone with 10,000 likes, saying, "Throwing your staff under the bus instead of disavowing animal abuse is definitely something I would expect from you." Another with 7,300 likes from Smish Bro MMA says, quote-unquote hiatus to restructure. Bro tased his dog repeatedly. You don't need to go on some spiritual awakening journey. And similarly, at the bottom, quote, hiatus afterwards to restructure, unquote. Anything just to not call out Hasan. Actual coward. And look at this. Another clip of Hasan mistreating Kaya has just resurfaced.
My niece said they all say gay now and the R word. I'm shook. Wait, what do you mean? That's never stopped. That was the case when we were young too. Hey, out. Place. Kaya, place. Go. Go. No, place. Enough of this madness. Look, people have never stopped saying gay and R word. It went away, then it came back. Really? It went away?
And like we've seen so many times now in these various clips that are resurfacing, Hasan seems to reach and or use something in the upper left corner of his desk at the exact same time that Kaya then returns to the bed, which only provides further merit to the reasonable and understandable assessment that many people are coming to, in which it does seem like Hasan is shocking his dog to force her to obey. Now, regardless, even if it's just a vibration collar like he claims, it still seems like he's mistreating Kaya. He won't let this dog get up, even to stretch or get water, it seems, based off all these clips, you know? It's not okay either way, but obviously even worse if he's shocking her, which he might be doing. And in this clip, maybe she just wants to interact with him and the friend that he has over. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like she's like jumping up on the friend and like potentially, you know, clawing the dude or something. She's just interacting like a normal, sweet, kind dog. And this dude is just treating her so poorly. And as many people have said, it's like he treats her like a prop. And meanwhile, his community, what are they saying about all this? Well, a top post on his subreddit from 20 hours ago titled, "This whole livestream fail / Kaya thing just furthering my utter hopelessness for humanity. I know, internet is hardly reality. But this sentiment is disgusting to the point of delusion and mental illness. Oh yeah, it's so awful that people care for animals. It's just destroying my hope in humanity that people care for animals. Bro, what kind of take is this? The lack of self-awareness here too is just astonishing. A top comment in that post saying, imagine the human wasted potential in America. Actually, millions of young Americans spend their evening consuming political brain rot instead of doing anything remotely fun or useful. It sounds like you just described Hasan's community, the community that you're posting and a part of, person whose comment we're reading. Like, good job. Of course, none of these people have self-awareness at all. They go on to say, this actually matters to people. Their great victory is to smear one guy while their country implodes. It's just sad, and a reminder of how desperately empty people's lives are. Yeah, coming from the people who literally defend innocent animals getting abused. Bro, you can't talk about people having empty lives. Look in the mirror. And yeah, I think that's the main stuff, so I'm going to leave this video here. But I would also like to apologize for being rather heated throughout this video. To be quite frank, like I said in my initial coverage, I don't enjoy covering this topic, but I would feel worse if I didn't say anything about this stuff going on. So it's just a very upsetting thing to talk about and to cover. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for understanding, though. I hope that you enjoyed my coverage regardless. You know, when I say enjoy, I don't mean like, oh, you know, such a funny video, but I mean like hopefully it was informative or something like that. You get it. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I'll see you in the comments and in the next one.